everybody. It is Thursday. It is the night before I start the trip up to Crescent. So we're going to talk about some last minute do's, don'ts, everything else in case some of you haven't been here. Of course, we're always going to wait for people to start trickling in. So if you have any questions about the event, anything at all, just go ahead and feel free to ask that question so I can get it answered. Common things that are coming up. No full auto in buildings. Can't believe I have to keep out to say this, but it's in the rules. It's everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're SMG and LMG. There's no full auto in the buildings. Another question that came up quite a bit actually was about windows. Windows do not exist. You can't shoot out of them. You can't shoot into them. Don't shoot at the windows. Even if there's one that's been broken and destroyed, windows don't exist. You can look out of them, but that's about it. All right. Some other questions came up about smoke. All right. Came up about smoke. As long as it's cold fire, meaning if you could pull a pin and it produces smoke, that's acceptable. If you have to light it with a match, that's not acceptable. All right. Let's see here. Going over like the multiple channels we have for people to talk into. What time can you get out to the field? You could be out there. You could come out and get in line to come on to the AO Friday as early as you want, really. Yes, Lauren. What's your question? Are you the only one on YouTube? Right now, yes, Tyler. Most of the viewership's not used to me doing these on Thursday, and I was too busy packing. What type of barbecue sauce do I have available? My meat does not need barbecue sauce, ma'am. I'm sorry to say. Austin, you cannot shoot through the exterior fences, so don't shoot into the parking lot. But there's fences that go from A to B, B to C, C to D, over to 7 and all that. You can shoot through those chain link fences. They are 100% in play. We just don't want you shooting outside the perimeter of the fence. So you don't accidentally shoot out into the parking lot. So Lauren, I do not have any barbecue sauce. But I do have to pick some up, so. Here's Gert. Everybody's starting to trickle in now. So I have to bring my own ketchup. I got everything packed up. I haul a lot of gear for people, and I told everybody to pack light. You guys should see my truck right now. What's up, Mr. Monte? Did I hear that right? We'll get meat in your house. I came too late last time. I missed it. Thomas, you missed it because somebody stole a slab of it. There's a difference, right? But yes, we should have plenty of meat available. So we should go. You're ready? Awesome. I'm ready. I'm ready too. The only thing I got to do, like if you guys can, I don't think you guys can see or notice, but the wall's looking pretty bare. Since I'm not bringing, since the gun truck's not going to be in play, I'm not bringing that M240, and I screwed that up. I never should have shown that off. There we go. All right. Okay. So you guys could show up anytime, but the gates aren't going to open till 1 o'clock. And we have to stress this every single time. As soon as you pull onto the property, you're to park, get your gun, get your iPro, get whatever you need to get ready with your gun and iPro, bring a mag, come inside, get registered, get chronoed, and hopefully join a safety brief that'll be starting about every 20-25 minutes. Cards and badges look amazeballs. Awesome. It's got those purple arm patches, Gert. All right. So when you guys come in, get registered, get through everything as early as possible. We're highly encouraging everybody to get there early. The more people that we can get registered on Friday means the less people for Saturday, which means all of us can have a much happier time getting out to AOs and all that. There will be a pregame formation. Everybody knows what that typically is. It's right in the parking lot, right in front of Building 2, where we'll separate both sides because we're going to do everybody's check. We're going to have Cartel go in through Building 2 to go out the back to their CP, and then we're going to have DEA go through their side so we could check everybody. Yes, Thomas, if you ordered a deck of playing cards, you would be picking them up at registration. And we also still have T-shirts and everything else like that for sale as well. All right. And we should have the... we will be checking to make sure that we have the accurate list, but just before game time. Speaking of which, I need to shut down the sales for those right now because I'm doing the one last thing tonight. And thanks for reminding me on that. All right, Eventbrite. So not to say that you guys can't buy them because we will have the decks of cards and all that for sale. But you need to purchase them on site. Just go to the Screech Dragon booth. I knew we forgot something to pack. Man, it's just one of those days. Oh, wrong event. That's why. All right, let's see. What other questions are here? Yeah, the ones that are missing are going to the game. Oh. All right, let's see here. Clean the booger out of your nose. No, I'm saving it just for you there, Wiener. Yes, all the guns that are missing are on their way. Facebook stream went down? Kidding me? That one still seems to be working. Did it get shut down for Central Penn again? No, it looks like it's still up. What main gun are you running for the game? I'm going to be running my OCOF for the game, but the LMGs are for the battle bus. So, let's see here. Okay, now I know that because the temperature is going to drop, so people have been asking about the hotel. If you go to Courtyard by Marriott in Altoona and mention Central Penn Milsim, you will get the discounted rate. There are about 17 rooms left. So if you really want to get a hotel, now's the time to do it. Just make sure you mention Central Penn Milsim. You will get the discounted rate at the Courtyard by Marriott. All right, that's we're probably going to be moving away from Restream. I'll probably try to find another service that could do the same things we're looking for, but stay connected so we can have the comments and everything else. All right, shutting off the add-ons. Give me 1 second, guys. All those are down. Edit. End date is today. If you want to pre-purchase your decks of cards, you can do it now. Same thing with your microfiber mats. All the sales for those will end at 8:30 p.m. So if you want to have it to where you can pick up and it's a little bit of a discounted rate, I would do it that way. If not, you could buy them at the table for a little bit higher price. Encouragement. All right. Oops. 8:30. There we go. All right. All the add-ons are done. Okay. What are the decks of cards for? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to hand out everybody a single player card. That's going to be your kill card. We're going to we're going to have everybody write their names down on it. and like their call signs and all that. So if you die and somebody says, "I am looting you," they could take your kill card. Um, People were so interested in those decks of cards, they said, "Can we buy full decks?" And we're just like, "Sure, here, we'll get a couple extra." All right. The Roadway Inn in Altoona. Nice, Tyler. Uh, all right. So make sure you guys get checked in. Now, if you guys are stacked up and waiting to come on property and you see a bunch of vehicles pass by you, these are usually vendors, sponsors, VIPs. They're allowed in earlier. And they can come in because they need to get set up. Yes, there's a difference in backs. That's it. In the future, we're going to be probably doing like face cards and everything else. So when you guys get checked in, it's going to be highly advisable to go find whoever your CO is for your team, whether you're cartel or DEA, and sort of start getting the game plan down, getting your comm channels. If you're wondering about what radio channels to use, your commanders have them. I could just tell you stay off the 420 range because that's going to be used for admin. The other channel ranges, just talk to your commanders. They'll tell you where to go. We need to keep those admin channels clear, like crystal clear. We need to be able to communicate back and forth to the admins that are going to be with both CPs to make sure that they are up to date on all their fragment missions they have. And we need to make sure that if there is an emergency or anything else, we can go through and call it out. Friday night, Thomas, I have them, I believe, inside of in the boxes to go. So just come see me when you come to the event, and we'll get those. I think that's what we originally planned for you to pick them up there. All right. So for those of you that are camping, the weather report is, let's see here. The Weather Channel. For Crescent, PA, projected for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, high of 53, low of 37, 7% chance of precipitation. Saturday is 55 with a low of 40. Sunday, 57 with a low of 43. Now, remember, because it's up on the mountain, sometimes they get some pretty killer wind going through there. So just be careful about that. When it comes to the fire pits, you can have a fire pit, but it has to be elevated up off of the asphalt, and there has to be some sort of fire suppressing tool there, either a gallon of water or a fire extinguisher. If you guys are cooking, especially something like bacon and everything else, you need to have a fire extinguisher, not water present. All right, let's stay safe out there. Again, for JTF missions, if you are in JTF mission and you're getting there Friday, you get to skip the lines and go right to the front to make sure that you get checked in, registered, chronoed, and ready for your safety brief. All right. The rosters for that are being handled by Echo 4. So I don't know who's on what roster, which chalk or anything you do. There is no safety brief before every mission. There's only one safety brief. If you're not there, you forfeit your ticket. All right. You can't be allowed to go on later on. It's like, because the safety brief for these missions are different than ours. What's up, Tactical Air Starseed? All right. Remember, again, everybody needs to have a dead light, dead rag, their emergency contact card. It's just an index card with, if you're knocked out cold and we don't know who to go, we need to know if you have any allergies, who to contact, and what your name is. So make sure that happens. There's also, for those of you that are driving, everybody that has a vehicle on property, there's actually going to be a little thing that hangs on your windshield. You have to fill one of those out too. HPA refill will be handled by Amped Airsoft. So go up and get your air refills directly through them. You will be able to walk the field to some extent on Friday. All right, there might be certain areas that might be off limits because of prep for the JTF missions. I'm buying breakfast tomorrow? The hell I am, sir. Do you see the way the vehicle looks right now? I'm hauling everybody's crap. Buying breakfast tomorrow, you prick. Um, uh, yo, what's up, Horseshack? Um, so when you guys are walking the field, get a look and everything else. Just remember, certain areas are off limits. If you see any sort of caution tape up, don't go there. That's simple. Um, roofs are off limits to all players. Well, of course, Antonio Garcia. Come on, man. Rob lies a lot. um, I don't believe half the shit he says myself. Let's see. Something just come through Discord. All right. Moving forward, if you guys sell a ticket, we cannot make any roster adjustments after tonight. So, just show us just show us who you bought the ticket for, your things that you prove that you made purchase, and then we can take it out and go. We just get to sit back and watch Mark load the trailer. Well, you weren't here to load up the truck. Wait do you see the way the truck looks right now, sir? uh, benefits. Well, Tyler, one of the things that I do is because I have no issues with driving, I don't mind hauling stuff. So, yeah, you guys could do photo shoots and all that stuff. Obviously, make sure that anytime that you walk past the gates, um, make sure that if you're going onto the field Friday, you're going through building 2, because we need to keep an eye on people coming in and out, right? So just keep an eye on it. When you guys go out there, take your photos and everything else. Bring no ammo out onto the field. You guys can take pictures, stuff like that. There is going to be a cutoff point where everybody has to be off the field for the JTF missions. That'll be announced on Friday because I need to touch base with Skywalker to find out exactly what time they need the AO shut down to anybody being out there. If you happen to see something that looks like an objective or anything else, it doesn't exist. So there might be some stuff that's pre-placed. There might not be. So try not to game the system. Try not to metagame. Certainly don't move anything around or anything like that. Going back over how much you can carry on you. If you have an objective, that's the only thing that you can carry is the objective. If you have intel sheets, great. That's what I need to do tonight. Totally forgot to print those up. If you have a piece of paper, they'll say big words, say intel on them. You can carry as many of those as you want, but if you get shot and you bleed out, you have to drop everything that you have into one spot that's there. When it comes to the other the fake narcotics, you could have 3 red bags or 1 white bag. So because you don't want people having one person being a mule and taking all the objectives in, running it all the way back, a whole bunch of points. It's consider that you have to consider weight factors and stuff like that. So also a very big important point of that, the control boxes, they're going to be there. If you go up to a control box, there's going to be a button. One's going to be green, one's going to be tan. You hold down the button, and it's going to count down for 10 seconds, and then it's going to go. If it's nobody's been there and it's neutral, you're holding it down. It's going to say capturing. As soon as it's done saying capturing, you let go. It'll start scoring points for your team. And if it's already been captured, say green currently has it, hold the button down, it'll say neutralizing, then capturing. So you actually have to hold it for 20 seconds. All right. Don't move the boxes. The boxes stay where they are. Don't pick up the box and take them back to CP because there's no points for that. In fact, if one of our boxes somehow makes it back to a CP or whatever, you guys lose bigly. You lose a lot of points. So you'll not score any points on that box for the entire Evo. So don't do that. All right, what else? There's going to be essentially 5 factions out on the field. The 2 hostile factions that will always be hostile to each other are green versus tan. Op 4, is probably going to change sides. They're probably going to be doing stuff that might irritate some people by pushing them off of sections of the AOs and all that out of certain buildings. It's going to happen, but sometimes they're going to be fighting for you. What's up, Ben? So make sure that you're asking those questions, and just keep a weary eye on the Op 4 team. Blackwater. Blackwater is another mercenary group that could be bribed. They could be bribed to run missions with you. What do they could be bribed with? Ask Blackwater. I have no idea. They're going to be their own little NPC faction that's going to be out there. The final one is going to be the civilians. Civilians are going to be clustered in certain spots. You're going to know where the civilians are because they're probably going to be noisy as hell. All right. You're going to have a few other NPCs on the field. You're going to have Nikolai and Nicolo will be out there. And you'll have the COs are going to be in play, and you could take a lot of prisoners. Now, I'm saying this here, and I'm going to have to talk with them, but one photographer asked if he could be taken prisoner, and I said that is okay if you're okay with it, but he can't handle objectives, anything else, give intel. He's just there. Man, I read that wrong. Good. Let's see. Sorry, questions are coming from. I would approach them without your gun up, that's for sure. I'd approach, be like, I've come to Bata, can we hire? Or the big guy, the big like creatine on Blackwater. I've heard that too. Good old fashioned beaver belt bribe. All right. I'm just going through the Discord channels right now to see if there's any other questions that have popped up. Let's see. All right. And some of these of the bribe clearly visible. That is very true. Be careful on who you turn on, because from what I understand, almost everybody has a long memory. Okay, let's see. All right. Is there any other questions about Syndicate 2 that I can answer? I'm not going to be streaming for long tonight. This is all about Syndicate. I will talk briefly about Geigerlands, but mostly this is about Syndicate 2. So if there's any other question that you guys have, feel free to ask. When you go to take a prisoner, we stress this. We're going to stress this again. We're going to go over this in detail at the safety brief. You cannot use any restraints. No physical restraints. The way you go up to a prisoner is with the exception of one person, which is Nikolai, you cannot hold his arm or anything else behind him. You cannot use physical restraints. You need to keep your hand on Nikolai, and you must disarm Nikolai. He's the only one. Yes, sir, Rob. I was going to do that anyway. So, when you take a prisoner, you walk up and say, I'm taking you prisoner. If they should be dead already, and you should be able to put, explain it this way. However many times they are medic reviving left, you can still use. So if you walk up to somebody, it's the first time they're hit, you medic, they have one armband on now. They now get up and go with you. If they're shot, you can medic them a second time. If they get shot a third time, they're dead. They bleed out right then and there, and they walk back to respawn. However, if somebody has already been shot twice, they're still not safe from being taken prisoner. You still have one more chance to go up and take them prisoner and start walking them back. Now, if they get shot again, they're dead, and they cannot be revived. They wait their bleed out time, walk back to respawn. It is 5 minutes respawn time. All right. Now, we're encouraging people to act when they get shot. to express. You have to go down at least on one knee when you're shot. This is to indicate that you are in fact hit, you're down, so people can have an understanding that you're down. Make sure your gun is either up in the air or pointed down. Put your dead rag on, and visibly say that you're hit. If somebody is still hitting you, shooting you, yell for an admin or an embedded ref. We have upwards of 50 embeds at this event. We have so many embeds that you're not going to know if that person that's standing over there is an embed or not. So I would treat him with I would treat every player with respect. All right. Um, Typically, embeds are there to ensure that they're watching their side. So if it's a tan embed, they're watching tan players. A green embed, they're watching green players. However, all the other factions, the other three factions, they can police anybody's behavior. All right. The proper way to respond to anything that they say is, okay, that's it. Don't argue, don't fight. If you think that their decision is wrong, you can come up and talk to myself or Christian after the fact. If you have video proof, we can also look at it. But there are going to be no arguing with the embeds or the admins. All the embeds have our utmost trust. We've played with them for years. Any prohibited bride? Well, I already have a bride. She's in her room watching TV right now. Or you're talking about bribe. For me, it's usually beef jerky and Starburst. I don't know about anybody else, but if our embedded admins are saying you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong. All right. Now, if you don't think that you did something wrong, they're not going to hold it against you, unless it's something that's serious, like you're pushing, shoving somebody, yelling match, or anything else. If you feel yourself getting mad and upset, all attitude and ego stays off the field. So if you feel yourself getting that mad or upset, turn around, walk away. That's simple. Walk back to respawn. um, just don't get in yelling matches. Don't fight. We're supposed to have fun here, guys, and there's going to be a lot of people on the AO. With this many people on the AO, there's probably going to be some overshooting. It's probably going to happen. People might not see that you're hit. Try to give every player the benefit of the doubt. Now, but Joker, what if somebody is cheating and they're not calling their hits? Well, there's several things you do. You either keep shooting until they put their hand up, or call their hit and turn their dead right flag on. That does not mean you get to spam the trigger, or go to flip the full auto. No. Still not hitting them. Find somebody else have a buddy that could shoot further, faster, and harder than you can, and have them shoot them. If they're still not calling their hits, call an admin. If they're still not calling their hits, the admin's probably going to kick them off the field for at least the evolution, because we have a zero tolerance for cheating. Total number of players, 506 players, including the vendors that are going to be vendors and sponsors that are going to be playing. It's a big group, guys. We have a lot of bodies on the field. And we are at capacity. These are going to fights impossible to deter your wife versus Wiener. Hey, that's not really going to be so much height. It's going to be 2 hits. My wife hitting a Wiener, and Wiener hitting the ground. Going along those same lines, that if you're getting into a physical altercation, you will be told to step out. We will go through and talk about it. We will see who is wrong. I always highly recommend everybody wear a camera. It's some of the best defense that you can have with the stuff that's going down. Understand some respawn zones, right? If Blackwater is, say, working with Cartel and they're going around and doing something, their respawn is wherever Cartel's respawn is. They will have their own dedicated respawn spot, like there's a dedicated spot where they could be bought, and it's probably going to be somewhere over by Building F. Hey, Stillwell, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see. Roughly how many at the last 2 events? Syndicate 2, I believe, we're at 305. So we have over 200 bodies increase. We're at capacity for this AO inside the wire. If we could ever if we can figure out a way to safely move outside the wire, we're going to open up to more people. What's up, Jay? How you doing, bud? All right, so shit, I got distracted. But Blackwater is going to have their own. They'll be able to respawn wherever Green's able to respawn at. The civilians can respawn by. They really don't have lives like you guys do. They obviously could be medic, they could be healed, they could dragged off to the side, but they really don't have a bleed out. What they're going to do is they're going to get up and they're going to go to a spot that's like if they're right in, like if one of the big hot zones is between building F and here, let me pull up the. It's always great when I have visual aids up here. Let me get this up so you guys can have an understanding. Oh wait, that's wrong file. That's why. All right. All right, let's share this screen here. All right, so last time there was the civilians were concentrated in this area right here. When they were in that area, there was a lot of fighting that was going on. So their rule that they're going to be doing now is when a civilian dies, they're going to go somewhere out of combat and essentially respawn. They're not there to. They're there to enhance gameplay, not really to direct gameplay. Awesome, Stillwell. All right. Blackwater is probably going to have their main spawn or bride point probably somewhere either over here by Echo, maybe down here by. We're trying to find a neutral spot for them to be at. That's in between. So a lot of the factions will probably be right here in the center. Let's talk about how Op 4 is going to respawn. There's going to be certain fragos where you guys will be going directly up against Op 4. You got to think about each time you engage the Op 4, it's not the same people. Put it inside your head that just because you just ran into this team 10 minutes ago and all those players are dead, consider all those people have died, and now this is a new group from this faction that's going through there. So don't take it personally against the players that are there, because they're not really NPCs. Consider them like any other random person that's inside the game that you guys killed, and now another character has respawned in their place. All right. Both events stayed all day Saturday at Big House. Had only planned to stay on Saturday. Went home that night. Well, I hope you're staying a lot longer this time, Tyler. So there's going to be a couple of fragos where you're hitting, like I'll use an example because this is not actually going to be them. Everybody knows that Building 5 has 3 levels. So say you go in and you're hitting at one of the lower, like, or Building 6. You'll engage with the Dark Horse 6 with the Op 4 guys. When they get shot, they have a shorter bleed out time, 2 minutes, not 5. So if they bleed out or don't get medicked, they're then going to retreat to a predetermined spawn point in the building from there. So it's like you're fighting against a lot more people. If anybody done a JTF mission, you'll know what I'm talking about. So just because you've seen a guy suddenly respawn fast, like you go up a stairwell and, oh, that guy's there again, they have that right to do that. So don't get mad at them. Because they're actually following the rules that we have in place for Op 4. The Op 4 team is meant to be difficult to overcome because it's a major mission that you guys are trying to accomplish. Okay. Oh, Gert. I mean, that's a completely good play. So I met a civilian, shot him because he was working for cartel. Then the first thing he did was offer his service in exchange to be treated. Didn't trust, left him there. Now, a lot of times you got to understand that the role players that are there really are role playing that role. A lot of times they're not lying. When we talk about like taking prisoners and all that, and you go to take I would not take the civilians prisoner too much. They won't be too happy about that, and probably do retaliatory actions against your team, and you don't want that. Um, but like when you go to take Nikolai captive, you have to physically disarm him. You have to take away his weapons. If not, it could end badly for you. Um, Nikolai will resist. You have to keep your hand on him and everything else. Um, I will tell everybody my safe word is pineapple juice. Yes, it's a meme. It's funny as hell. So if I say pineapple juice, stop. Or if I say OOC, stop. Um, because I don't want to get hurt or anything else. I am going to put up a fight when I get pulled around. Um, and manhandle, but you have to get me back. Like most of the missions mean, you have to get me back to your CO to call up and explain some of the stuff that's there. So Nikolai's the only one you have to disarm. All right, let's see what else. Nice, Tyler. All right, Me2 camping. So the temperatures are going to be cool, and evidently, no, Garcia, you guys are called Blackwater. You're the Blackwater team. So the guys in the blue and black flannel, don't shoot them. That's what we're hoping that you guys love the experience with stuff like that. We're hoping they bring this great experience to you guys where 1 second they're against you, next second they're working for you. It could happen. All right. Um, let's see. Anything else that we can go over for some of the stuff that's out here? Love the civies. They're going to be intense. Friday night is going to be if you're not doing anything, like if you're not doing a JTF mission, it's definitely a meet and greet night. You guys get a chance to come out, see all the vendors, see all the people, hang out. What's up? You got new stuff to show me? Ooh. I can't wait, man. Can't wait to see what you got for me. Tax is Cthulhu is Sam from Tax. He'll be at the event. He'll be showing off his Kydex stuff. I can't wait to see the cool shit he's got, because if it's what I think it is, it might be really, really awesome for everybody. Don't shoot us, we shoot you. Oh, that's a great call sign. But yeah, on Friday night, come out and hang out. Sid will have his food truck out there, so definitely come out and enjoy that. Pretty much Friday night is supposed to be designed to be. When am I heading out to PA? Tomorrow. Truck's packed. I'm going to go to North Carolina tomorrow night. I'm going to stop by Rats Airsoft in North Carolina on Saturday. And then Saturday night, I'm going to finish the trip up to PA. I'm going to try hanging out with some of the ghost hunters and all that up there. All right, still will. See you later, brother. And then I start setting up. I mean, my job is to start going through and making sure stuff's roped off and everything else. Action sport game storm apocalypse grenade. I've never heard of that one before. So to the internets we go. Action sports game storm apocalypse grenade. Man, can they make it a longer name? Grenade. Not game. Just reading up on it real quick. Oh, it's a gas impact grenade. Yes, you could use those. Think about it from. No, the ceiling tiles are all gone out of building 2, guys. Oh, shh. I'm glad I looked over here. You mean, uh, you mean one of these? Oh, I need to make sure all this goes out there. Tom, your flashlight's right here, bud. I'm gonna leave this right out in the open, so I remember to go as soon as this stream's over. I'll go take it out to all the stuff out to the truck. There's quite a few stuff that needs to go to people. All right. Bring a Thunder B grenades. All right, yeah, that's another thing I really want to put out to everybody. All right, guys. I know there's gonna be, especially you, Rodriguez. You guys will be throwing a lot of grenades. We're gonna try putting buckets inside of certain hotspot areas to where you guys could throw, throw the excess grenade material. So if you guys are moving along, especially if you're like dead, walking back to respawn, and you see a grenade or someplace on the ground, like frag zone, pick them up and throw them away. Take them and trash them. We really need to start picking up the stuff. Evidently, in the video that was on This Place Was Featured, a couple people are laughing about all the frag grenade stuff that's around. We need to make sure it's clear. We need to make sure it's clean. We want to be able to use this event space for the AO for a lot more events because we have Geigerlands planned. We have we have Scorched Earth planned. Next year we're going to have 4 events at the AO. They're not going to allow us to keep doing it, or we're going to be charged a huge amount of money for cleanup, and we don't want either one of those things. So please, for the love of God, if you see plastic, if you see drinking bottles on the ground, candy wrappers, MRE wrappers, anything, pick it up, throw it away. Thank you, Tyler. If you see other people there, say, hey, can you remind them to pick some stuff up as we take it back. Let's keep this AO clean. You guys will get bonus tickets and all that stuff for picking up and bringing us the brass casings. Those are really important because they're going to have some metal detector people out there, and the civilians like to shoot blanks everywhere. Oh man, perfect timing. Here. I just love how the hand just comes out and snatches. You don't believe me? I'm 100% serious when I say that, the prices that we've gotten for cleanup so far were pretty high. Anytime that we have to spend money, we have to raise prices, and we don't want to have to raise prices. We want to keep the prices where they are. I mean, obviously, every year it's going to go up a little bit, but you should have came up to me, sir. I didn't know that you brought 2 bags. I would have given you an extra ticket. I don't need that right now, man. I'm about to do a hell of a lot of driving and shit. I don't need your nonsense right now, sir. All right. Does anybody else have any questions about Syndicate 2 that we can answer? And then I'm going to start talking about Geigerlands. Oh, damn, Jay, I guess I left your shotgun back at the house. Damn. Oh, no. You could only bring 2 grenades on the field at a time. Keep it up, Jay. I know how to hurt your life, man. Hit you right where it hurts. Remember, guys, that tag in projectiles, with the exception of smoke, like the Reaper rounds and all that, are you're not allowed to use them. They cannot be used against personnel. You can't use them to. What's the defined objectives? The defined objectives right now are the red bags, the white bags, which you can figure out what they are. Hello, Syndicate. There's going to be laptops that are going to have green or tan duct tape on them, and it'll even say cartel or DEA. But in case you guys can't read, you can at least see colors. Uh, I filled 15 trash cans and stole the brisket. I bet you did. I can see Jay doing that. I can actually see Jay. You only have 2 grenades at a time. That he would literally give out, have 10 people following him. We'll just have 2 grenades per person lining down. Where it's like pass, pass. Um, oh man, great. I lost that train of thought again. What the hell was I saying? Define objectives. Okay, laptops. There's going to be some hard drives. There's going to be 4 to 7 control points out on the field. We have 3 control points that are currently. We don't know if they're going to make it there in time, but the control boxes are going to say either Fedco or Southern States. One's green, one's tan. The color coding on the actual buttons is all there, so you should be able to know. I think there's going to be a little like clear duct tape or something that says green or tan on it, so you know which side to hold down. So there's going to be for sure. There's going to be a VIP mission at the very start of the game. Those of you that've been to this event before know what it is. No, Jay, there is not. Green baggies, white baggies, any paper that sells Intel, the box that's at certain locations, which we're not pre-releasing that. You have to find these boxes. By the way, the objective boxes are to remain open. You're not to close them. Keep them open so people can somewhat see who they are. The laptops are going to be clear. They're going to be laptops. Yeah, and then there's going to be me. There will be a and we're not going to give away all the missions and everything else on the streams to tell you guys what to expect. But there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to come out. We can't wait to tell you what it's going to be. What else? What else? Any other questions? Yeah, this time that we're gonna have a couple vendors set up right there. So if anybody goes near there, that's not me. They're going to be heavily interrogated. In fact, when I'm done with this, I have to finish the last 2 briskets, getting them cured and everything else. So, all right. Going on from that, like we said before, we've been mentioning Geigerlands. Geigerlands is going to be our next big event up at the prison. So if you still have questions about Syndicate 2, I can switch over. Tiny G67 to it. So Geigerlands is going to be our first major role play event. It's going to be a limited ammo game. This one is a post-apocalyptic world based on the Fallout universe. So this one, we have a lot of cool stuff that we're already been pre-planning for you guys. You can actually build a character where you have different skill sets, which is kind of awesome. There's going to be power armor out there. You guys can actually camp out on the AO inside of the cell blocks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're actually going to have a live band playing Saturday night. It's a limited ammo event, so you can actually come on with 3 mid caps or 1 high cap mag, so roughly 500 rounds. Can't imagine the amount of paper being used to print out for this. I know how much paper I'm going to use. Well, certain people will have Intel on them, which is another important factor. If you get shot, you're hit, you're down. Somebody comes up and says, I am searching you. You're to hand over your kill card and any intel, your intel that you're allowed to carry. Bald spot. What bald spot? Um, the so there's two types of intel. There's going to be ones that we're going to be handing out in an envelope that say intel on them. All right, so there's going to be we're going to be handing these out to people. Not everybody's going to have them. They're going to be carrying it. It's intel for your particular faction, right? So you're carrying that intel, preferably on an arm patch if you can, but it's going to be inside of an envelope. So if somebody comes up and says you have any intel, you have your kill card, you have to provide both over. Now, if you've already harvested a hell of a lot of kill cards from the enemy team, you don't have to give those up. It's only the one that is issued to you that you write your name on. All right. So, hey, at least my hairs doesn't need to be dyed on a weekly basis. He's kind of intimidating. You know what he likes to do? He likes to jab people with needles for work. He enjoys his job. Sadist. You always have to handle it over. Now, if that person gets dead before you hand it over, you still have to hand that stuff over to them. You can't just delay and like, oh, I don't know where it is. You still have to give it to them. I don't want to hear any of this nonsense that happens at some of these other events with kill cards where they say, oh, I'll get it to you later. No, you pull it out, you hand it over. So that's like an important thing when it comes down to that. Remember, when you get shot and you're dead and you go to bleed out, you have to turn over everything that you have onto you that you're carrying back to respawn. So if somebody does come up and say, you got any intel kill card, you still have to give up that stuff that's on on your person. So, all right. So Geigerlands, right now the tickets are the discounted rate. They will be going up in price once. Yes, your kill card's typically your first death. Now there'll be some other people that are on the other factions that'll have multiple different types of kill cards that you can keep taking from them. Some of them might be COs, some of them might be NPCs. You guys will figure it out. There's also going to be, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for any really awesome plays this weekend, next weekend. So if I see you do something awesome, there's a really good possibility that you can earn yourself. Oh no, where'd it go? Shit. Where did it go? Hey. The hell? You'll earn yourself a golden hood rat patch, and I'm going to have to make a couple of those. So I'll be handing out golden hood rat patches, hood rat shit patches. I'm mad that mine's missing now. But there's, you know what the hood rat shit, it's a hoodie, it's a rat, and a piece of shit. They're cherished by people everywhere. So we'll be watching out for excellent plays and all that. And you'll be surprised what admins might reward you with if they see some excellent role play and everything else. Like if you die epically, or if you run and do a really awesome, like if you go running up to a building because you're like, screw it, YOLO, and you run around a corner, you eliminate 30 people, then you get shot. You might just be rewarded by the admin team for that. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's going to be because I'm not going to speak for every single admin, but we're going to try to encourage awesome play like that. So with that being said, like I said, I was only going to briefly mention Geigerlands. If you want, check out cpmilsom.com. Here, I'll throw a caption up. Check out cpmilsom.com. You can see the upcoming events that we have that are going to be in the future. We'll start working on Scorched Earth here pretty soon for the first week in November. I believe it's weekend of November 7th, I want to say. November 4th, 5th, and 6th is going to be Scorched Earth, which is going to be just a straight up two-faction TDM, of course, with all the other cool stuff that we always include inside. So, all right. So, other than that, we're almost at the hour mark. So, is there any other questions that you guys have? Like any last minute things that you're looking for to go up? I will be streaming to some extent on Tuesday and on Thursday. So Tuesday we're going to be doing our weekly live stream for Players Wanted. I don't know how extensive it's going to be. I don't know how extensive that Tuesday stream is going to be. We're going to stream for probably about an hour. We're going to go over some stuff for Syndicate. We're going to talk about how much all the stuff goes up. We might have a special ghostly guest or two. Who knows? But Tuesday we'll have the stream, and then Thursday will be another short, probably hour, like 30 to 40 minute stream, telling you, like, giving you guys a visual of where to go when you guys get onto the AO. The last thing I'll really say is when you guys show up on Friday, listen to the people directing traffic, especially down at the gate. So if you guys show up and it's before 1 o'clock, that gate's going to be locked. Okay, there's going to be somebody down there. If you are a VIP, simply pull up and say, "I'm with this vendor. I am with this sponsor." Call Joker and ask him if I'm allowed on the field. Don't actually do that because I'll probably say no. You know who you are, and you'll know the secret handshake to get in. Thanks very much, Thomas. I'm going to. That's why I do the split up. I always stop off in North Carolina because I'll stay at the Amazon's house, and then I get the chance to hit a field or two, and then I'm going to get up there, and then I'm going to start prepping. Evidently, I'm going to have Sunday off. Smurf's coming to my hotel room. Oh, no. Watch out. She bites. So when you guys come up, you'll probably be told to park or be in a certain area. They're going to ask you, are you cartel, DEA, Blackwater staff? Who are you with? And they're going to tell you where to go. Don't say, oh, I want to go up on the hill because you like that one cool little area. Nah. We're trying to keep the groups segregated for reasons, so go there. All right. Friday, mingle, go around, shake hands, even go to the enemy side. That's part of the whole thing that's going to go on. And we're trying to hang out, have a good time with everybody. All right. If you can, please go to cpmilsom.com and go to the rules section, download your waivers, and wet sign them with a pen. That'll speed up everything. If you also have a chance to pull up your barcodes and everything else, do that as well. Make sure you have those ready, because if you have all that stuff ready when you go to check in, it's going to make things very easy. There's going to be a line for cartel, line for DEA, line for JTF, and then staff and everybody else will be handled separately. So, come out and have a good time. Saturday morning, we are kicking the game off at the time that it's supposed to kick off. I believe that was 10 o'clock. Yeah, at 9:50, we're going to be deploying from the staging area. So at roughly 9:40, there's going to be a formation to get everybody up there. 9:50, deploy from staging. At 10 a.m., game one starts. If only half your people are there, if only half of your people are at staging for your side, you're going to be at a severe disadvantage. So if you're on DEA and only see half your people ready, kick their asses into gear and tell them, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you show up at 9:20, you're probably going to be missing the start of the game, because we're going to be ending the 9:20 is going to be the last safety brief. 9:40, we're going to be getting that 10-minute, get everybody together into formation, and when they're going onto the field, we're going to be checking you for your tourniquets, your dead rag, your tourniquets or your ace wraps, Your deadlights or deadlights and dead rags. You need both. Flashlight, emergency card, making sure you have full seal eye pro. Shop glasses are not acceptable. M frames with a helo kit. Um, full seal. Yeah. So if you have any questions about your eye pro, deal with it on Friday if you can. Well, there's going to be some there's going to be some air horns blown, but at the same time, there's going to be an admin at each CP all day because we're going to be giving them information. We also know when drugs and stuff are being returned, or objectives and stuff are returned, so we can then distribute them out onto the AO. The green truck might be driving around on the AO. Do not shoot the green truck. I cannot stress that enough. Do not shoot the green truck. All right. So when the Evo starts, you guys will be given the first mission of what you guys are going to do. It's probably going to be VIP down pilot, besides all the other objectives you got to get. DEA is going to have a small 30-man team up, like they're all the way down at Building 8. They have a 30-man team in front of Building 7. That is about the equal distance from there to the Building 6 as it is from Alpha to Building 4. So we're just giving a little bit of group there because we know that if that building gets taken too fast, there's going to be some offset. So if you see a bunch of tan stuff, there's only going to be about 30 up there. That was a bad move from start. I don't understand, Garcia. Anyways, so just be ready at the start so we can get everybody information because we're going to have you guys follow in probably in 2s and 3s so we can just check to make sure you have all your stuff. Everybody's clear as they go walking up. You'll have to show your wristband, your patch as well. So you're going to be given either a green or tan silicone wristband to represent your side, or if you're a photographer, blue. For the most part, the photographers should not be shot. Well, no photographer should be shot. Period. They're not in play like that. Photographers also should not be given away any press pass people should not be given away any positions, touching any objectives, giving away any objectives, or getting any intel to their team that they're following. If you are being a combat, you're like being a combat correspondent where you're following your team around and you're in the thick of it. Be ready to be shot. Where you're, that's actually a really good point. I will email all the people that are going to be on the team. You guys are going to need to have a blue deadlight, please. So that way, if you guys are following your team inside the hallways, you can have your blue lights on and your red lights on, so people can understand that you are not actually alive. I'll reach out to all those. I'll send an email out to those guys. So if you see a blue deadlight on, don't shoot that either, please. All right. Any other questions? If not, I got some more stuff to get done. Because I got to go to bed early tonight. I still got to prep 2 briskets. Okay. Oh, and a melee kill is insta-death, but you have to bleed out. 3,000. I believe it was per box, and you could have a spare box mag in your backpack. I have no idea who that was, Gert. I wasn't there for that. When it comes to melee kills, if somebody comes up to you and hits you with a melee weapon, you are dead, but you still have to bleed out. Now, you could still be taken hostage, but you still have that bleed out rule. You only can bleed out. I mean, if you still have that same rule. It counts as all your lives are taken. So if somebody melee kills you, you essentially have 3 wristbands on, or 2 armbands on. If you get shot again, you just bleed out where you are and all that. So there is no medicing a melee kill. And a melee kill has to be a separate weapon. It just can't be a mag or a glove slap. It has to be um, uh, a weapon. It has to be like a knife, frying pan, my twisted tea can, um, or there's a particular sword that Jay Rodriguez has. Trust me, you guys will know it when you see it. Yeah. The primary adapters you're talking about for a high capital to go to M4 magazines, those are allowed. Just no drum mags. Yeah, they really roleplayed the bad side of DEA. Dude, that's still one of my most funniest parts of the entire thing. You captured the wrong black guy. That and when they didn't take Nikolai back, when the cartel didn't take Nikolai back to to their CO, and Nikolai took a cyanide capsule. The yes question mark. Tyler, send me a picture of it, please, or show me when you're there, and I'll do the approval on Friday. Same here, Garcia. Yeah, you have a good night, sir. Um, Anybody else have any other questions? Because I still got 20 pounds of meat to get seasoned and curing for the event. Both are allowed. But I think the are you talking about trying to get like a typical M4 rifle to be recognized as an SMG? Oh. Yeah, that should be fine, Tyler. As soon as if you unless I tough. I'll put it up on my wall, man. It'll go right up behind me. Um, what's up, Chris? So mad you're not coming with us. Let's see here. I'll make sure to print this up for you, Smurf. Um, just like I'm gonna print up everything tonight to make sure I have it. Um, yes, the M4 mag on a pistol is allowed. That was allowed for this event. You know what, Jay? I really love the fact that everything I'm seeing in there, all the grenades you're throwing, everything is tan. Just saying. All right, let's see here for Smurf. As long as we have the transfer request, like you have the names here for cartel, I believe most of these have been transferred over. Um, I know Gert has been transferred over. Brian McMullen, I believe, has been transferred over. But I'll print up this to make sure you guys have it. Um, I have the spreadsheet for the decks and cards and maps. Um, the different color wristbands we have. We're going to have tan for DEA, green for cartel, blue for the photographers, and red for the embed staff, vendors, and all that. Okay. All right. Correct. Every one of those. So I'm sorry. I say correct. I'm reading it off here. Um, JTF has its own list, so we'll put a JTF list besides the cartel and DEA. Um, the Op 14, most of them should be checked in on probably Thursday and Friday, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. When it comes down to the vendors and sponsors, they should all be there early, so we shouldn't have too many issues with that. So mostly I'm concerned about is cartel and DEA. At any point in time, if a vendor or sponsor comes up, I'll probably be pulled aside, or Dylan or somebody that will get them checked in separately. Um, yes, they should be checking in with the JTF sign-in sheet. Um, Blackwater has its own list, so I'll bring that to you. Let me go ahead and print this up right now as I think about it. How many copies of this roster do you want me to print as well, Smurf? Or better yet, I think what I'll do is I'll just give you a call when I'm done with this to find out how many you guys are going to want. The hell? Yeah, there was. I think there was more than 3. Poor Gert got nailed right in the nuts. That's why I'm so kind of surprised that Gert decided to stay on DEA and not be like, you know what, I'm just going straight for. I'm just going to go straight for Garcia or Rodriguez. Print. Well, you have that. Yeah, I can send it. I can send it to you. Well, you have it. You have access to it, right? All right. Let me finish up here, guys. Loyalty first. There's going to be a massive firefight going off in a place, right? And there's going to be and you're going to walk over there. It's just going to be tan versus tan, and you're going to hear a whole bunch of explosion. It's going to be Garcia just trying to hold off all the DEA that's trying to kill him from Syndicate 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to actually print up the roster now and have that put in there. I'm also going to start making some intel sheets. It's just going to say intel all across them. All right, guys. With that being said, I am going to end this stream because I do got to go make the brisket. I got to get stuff out into my truck. Problem solved by sticking with Jay. Hard to get grades to standing next to you. Good luck. All right, so I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you that has been following us for weeks, months, and everything else that we've been doing this. I can't wait to meet you all, see you all out there Friday and Saturday, Sunday, having a great old time doing this awesome sport that we love. So until next time, I'm Joker from Players Wanted, also Joker from CP Milsim. May your BBs fly true and your opponents always call you